Hola, hola, hola. Hola, hola. ¡Wow! Ok. Hola, hola, hola. Hola, hola. Oh, ok. All right, I'm just setting up the streaming thing. Can I crop this? Can I like want to crop the side? All right. Um. Oh, hey, I see there's someone in the. I see there's two people. Hi. um. Yeah, I think I'm just gonna start with just going over um, the whole case. Looking through everything and making a plan. So. Yeah, I think I'm just gonna start with.
Coming up today.
Does that bounce off of my.
Tech stocks close higher as fear grips the crypto market. Mainstream media gets bearish. Big data coming.
How does that sound? Hello, hello. Hello. Okay. Just getting everything set up.
Next week, the latest moves from billionaires. Will the McRib really save us, or is it different this time? Things are getting spicy out there, guys. Let's go. And welcome back, guys, on the last trading day of this week. Bit of a soft finish across the board. Did see a little bit of a bump up in tech, energy and biotech names. Once again, another sell-off across crypto. Accelerating lower today, as many traders have been liquidated and fear is gripping the market. So we're going to take a look at that and a few more things, and stick with me because we're also just...
Alright, it doesn't sound half bad. That's good. Alright, cool.
Starting to get some Form 13 Fs for major hedge funds. So I'll show you later on the exact moves billionaire investors are making in their portfolios and exactly what stocks they are buying and selling, including a big one from Warren Buffett, potentially his last big buy before he retired at the end of this year. But for the here and now, even though the S&P 500 is not all that far off all-time highs, there's a lot more going on underneath the hood, including elevated fear and pessimism, especially in high beta growth stocks, including cryptos as well. Overall fear and greed index still in the extreme fear zone, and so far for the month of November, it's actually been the worst performing November in over 15 years. We have to go back to 2008, as it's normally a bullish month, but there is widespread pessimism all across financial social media. Just sharing a few posts with you guys today to give you a taste of what's going on out there. This guy here showing a picture of a monkey calling his mum saying, "My room's still available, fourth quarter bull run is cancelled." Another guy posting, realizing you missed out on the top again and are stuck in this hellscape for another 3.5 years. This guy posting, "We are in a bear market," with crypto influencers saying the whole thing is collapsing. And this guy posting a photo saying he finally bought his first car thanks to the crypto bull run of 2025. We've even got Indian self-help gurus posting about crypto. And stay away, you don't need the anxiety. And not hard to see why, as the sell-off accelerated today. Bitcoin down $95,000 a coin, with Ethereum actually holding up a bit better, fending recent low $3,000 a coin. But looking at the closely related meme stock ETF, we did start off with a massive gap down in today's session before the dip was bought. And so we're definitely setting up for an interesting next week with some big data points coming. Jobs report, Nvidia earnings, Treasury ramping back up their operations after the government's reopened. Could be a bit of a make or break week coming up for us. But it's not just online clowns posting fear, it's also the mainstream media. The economists. How markets could topple the economy with a skier headfirst in the snow and his skis depicted as red arrows going down. Typically, when big magazine covers make bold claim, it's usually a great contrarian indicator. And I agree with Tom Lee, the bears are getting bold could be a sign selling pressure is close to ending. And we actually saw yesterday the largest amount of volume in NYSE stocks that were going down, hitting an all-time record. And again, that's a sign that selling pressure could be exhausted. Because looking back in history, the market performs very well, even in the short term, 2-3 months, especially a year out. Average gain of 24.5%. That is huge, more than double the average yearly gain. And so what has caused this sell-off is a repricing of a December interest rate cut. However, I think the jury's still very much out on that. We haven't even seen all the data that's going to play into that yet. The market's been in the dark for 43 days. With the US government shutdown, we are going to get a jobs report this Thursday. CPI actually coming out the same day the Fed meets on the 10th of December. But looking at current data for inflation, it doesn't look all that bad at all. But Fed Fund futures are definitely not so sure whether we will get a rate cut next month, but the path is still down into next year, which I think is very much going to happen considering we're getting a new Fed chair come May. Jay Powell hasn't already cut rates by then. You can almost bet your bottom dollar the new Fed chair will open the floodgate. And so that uncertainty of economic data, the path of interest rate, has been upsetting risk-sensitive names, which had been performing pretty well this year. And as usual, that attracts a bit of froth bit of leverage, and so profit taking can easily turn into a sharp correction. It kind of feeds onto itself. That's why I think we're seeing a bit of a pullback in crypto. Interesting to note that Strategy, the largest Bitcoin treasury company, is now worth less than its Bitcoin on its balance sheet, for which it usually trades at a premium, since it has the ability to issue equity and debt. And Michael Saylor did post a meme today, not even hiding the fact that he has a lifeboat and the rest of the crypto market and his fans and followers do not, as he regularly sells MicroStrategy shares, advising everybody to hold, which he may actually be right, because I do think crypto is oversold as well. Probably got the most bullish fundamental backdrop we've ever seen in its entire history, coupled with prices being technically oversold and the crypto fear and greed index being at some of its lowest level, typically associated with market bottoms. And let's not also forget that McRib was just reintroduced at McDonald's. Looking back in history, 100% of the time, Bitcoin goes on to have a multi-month rally after the McRib is reintroduced onto the menu. However, there is one big risk hanging over the economy and markets. It's the big divergence with the stock market, crypto, and the jobs market, which typically correlate with one another, but that divergence actually kicked off when GPT was released. The jobs market's been weakening for a few years, as now over half of all consumer spending is done by the top 10% of consumers. But that other half of consumer spending could still cause issues, not to mention a change of governments, just like what we saw in New York, potential rise of socialism. If a lot of people are being left out of the capital markets, we could see more and more socialist-style leaders rise to power. And so we're going to get a good look at that come this Thursday with the September jobs report to be released, highly anticipated, which if Goldman Sachs is right, may actually show a contraction, jobs market getting smaller. But does that really matter when corporate profits are still growing and more companies are using AI and soon to be robots to replace human workers? So that'll be interesting to see how the market reacts to this data release on Thursday, if it does come in soft, which may actually be a good thing, because it could mean the Fed more likely to cut rate in an attempt to try and help the labour market, which may actually turn out to be more of a benefit for stocks anyway. And so with the government reopening, that's actually setting up for a major liquidity boost for markets.
Hey Nabil, just saw your comments. How are you? Are you doing the hackathon or are you doing the research project?
Treasury General account, basically the government's main checking account, starts spending again now that operations have resumed, and that money flows straight back into the economy, along with the Fed ending quantitative tightening, which stops liquidity being drained and eventually adds more back in. And so more liquidity usually weakens the dollar and supports risk assets like stock. Regulators will also step in with short-term liquidity tools to avoid a year-end funding squeeze, keeping the system flush cash. Also going to see more deregulation with banks next year. Leverage rules being relaxed, giving banks more room to buy bonds and expand their balance sheets, all setting up for a liquidity bazooka. Same deal in China and Europe, also ramping up.
Yeah, nice. I think that's gonna be super useful. Are you gonna grab the data and put it through some models or what? I'm not that good at doing that. I'm trying to get some. I don't know. I think I'm just gonna use it. I've never even used the tools for anything. So, have you used them before or what?
Stimulus, global liquidity is on the rise, along with fiscal spending as we approach the midterms. So I think all of that is very bullish for crypto, typically correlates with the rise in liquidity. And remember, we're pretty much guaranteed to get lower rates come May next year.
All right, let's see if this light is better. Oh, that's cool. Makes it better. Now, Bill, have you used Messari and Artemis before or no? Also, what's the hackathon about? I don't really understand code very well. I'm trying to learn.
which I think they'll eventually get the overnight US fund rate down to 2.5%. And the cause of the biggest sell-off this year back in April, global trade war, potential massive surge in inflation, has not materialized.
Okay. Nice, nice. Yeah, I think Solana is a great player. What I don't know if you've read the Radium paper. It was actually written by Ashar, which was organizing the competition, and from what I was looking, he went through looking at which was the most transacted chain, and then found Radium like that. So that may also be the play this year. It could even be the same token, but who knows? I'm gonna read all of it. I think I'm gonna start there. Oh, he used CoinGecko. Wow. That's cool to see. Here it is. I really like this platform. Here's Artemis. Oh, that's interesting. Taking a position on Radium is taking a long position on Solana DeFi. As the sector grows, radium will be at the forefront. Their token rate directly benefits from an increase in volume on the platform due to the token buybacks. Yeah. By using 20% of all AMM fees and 14% of all CAPM. Oh, so they're doing like a share buyback, but they're doing a token buyback. Currently, the rate. Okay, well. I'm uploading 2 documents. I'm uploading 2 documents. The one titled NBC Radium Write-Up is the format or the goal that we have to achieve throughout our research. And it's the other way around. The competition instruction is the competition instructions of the Franklin Templeton competition. And the NBC Radium Write-Up was the last year's winner. Yeah, extract the structure of last year's winner, then map it out onto the 2025 competition, and then help me build my own template. Don't evaluate coins yet. Also, say you were the organizer. So for point 4, also say you were the organizer of this event. What would you probably value the most, generally speaking, for an event like this? And what would you probably want to see in the research paper, and what would you probably want to see from the candidate? Okay. Very thesis forward. Right, so Radium was a play on Solana. You know what? I'm just gonna read it. Oh, what's this? Huh. Explain to me what IAM fees are, what CPMM and CLMM fees are. General automated market maker. Oh, market maker fees. Okay. CPMM fees. Constant product market maker fees. To anyone that's joining, hey, hello. Thanks for coming. So I don't get what the difference between the CPMM fees are. Could you explain to me the differences between the fees if there is now a more efficient fee structure and kind of why different projects choose to have different fee structures? Okay. So it's the incentive structure, the fees. X times Y equals K. Okay, but what's X? What's Y? CPMM. Concentrated liquidity market maker and constant product market maker. Oh, liquidity is concentrated into specific ranges. Huh. That's wild. Orca. Honestly, that's not a bad price chart compared to some of the other ones I've started looking at. That's actually not terrible. I mean, these spikes are really scary. It means that, like, players can control price and you get a lot of, like, games being played. And it's not the best for a healthy market, but it's kind of how... What? Maverick, Algebra, Trader Joe? Trader Joe coin? What is this? Trader Joe. Okay. Joe? Okay. Yeah, this is important. Stable pairs want extremely low slippage, low fees. Blue chips want deeper liquidity, moderate fees, long tail tokens. So a Dex may be a really good option. Because a Dex, the game of the Dex is just to get more volume, more transactions in there. Oh, maybe maybe BNB could be cool. Because they're not a Dex. I don't think. But they're like, they have the same model. It's like the traditional brokerage model. You can make the argument. I think he just got pardoned. That was running these BNB. Oh, that makes sense. Hmm. Oh, this guy's good. These guys are good. We believe there to be a mispricing of Radium in the broader Solana ecosystem based on Solana's user volume growth and DEX market share. Okay, let's see if you can prove that. Let's see it. Using DeFi Llama as well. Okay. DeFi Llama. Wow. That's nuts. Wow. Radium's bull case is supported by reduced supply side availability. Radium's bull case is supported by reduced supply side availability. Okay. Okay. Aforementioned goals. Hey Max, what do you mean with which track in terms of what? Like what way I'm gonna take my research, or are you talking to Nabil? How's Jito doing? Jito. Jito? Wow. Okay, what? We need a longer term one. Oh, don't know yet. Um, from what I've started looking at, uh, I mean, $1 billion plus tokens. It's like the blue chips, and then you'd have to make a thesis that crypto adoption isn't going to continue how it's continuing, or that a specific token is going to have a catalyst that's going to make it drop. Even though the market's going down right now, like fundamentally, everything looks amazing for crypto. Um, Legal from the amount of users getting on chain. Stable coins have also brought a ton of traction. The ETFs are also great. So it's interesting that the market's going down right now, but I would maybe try not do the 1 billion short. Maybe the only thing that what I would consider is, um, again, not something structural, but a one-time event for one of these tokens. Um, for example, I know that Tron has a very centralized structure, from what I've heard, and that the founder of Tron is in some legal issues. Here it is. Just Justin Sun, and I think he's in legal issues. So if like something like that is going to come and he's going to get into trouble, that may drop the price of Tron. Um, Now the second option, 250 million plus. I think it's interesting. They're also sort of going to be well priced. I think in majority, but that's for us to research. Um, there could be good opportunity there. Going under that, that's where you start having to deal with less data, um, and more volatility. But that's also where you can find these up and coming tokens, like the new teams that are developing these cryptos. So I think that's also definitely interesting. Um, One of the things that I've noticed is that most of these tokens look absolutely nuked. The price charts look absolutely nuked. That's not really something you want to see from a project. Like a project that's steadily putting on users shouldn't really behave that way. And so, um, like I have a list of a lot of them here. These are some of the outperformers actually, so they're all gonna look pretty good. Um, let's. I'm gonna try sort. What's your thoughts? I've been talking a lot. What's your thoughts? No, Hyperliquid is pretty good. Usually the best tokens will be, I think it's above 1 billion. That's why it's kind of tricky because those have the best narratives. So Hyperliquid is really good, but you'd have to do a short. You should just stay away from shorting. What do you think, Max? You know what? We got this for a reason. What do you mean short is the most detailed? That you'd have to put the most detail into the research or what? Generally speaking, most hedge funds that short assets, that short stocks, they really don't do well. I generally don't like shorting, but yeah, definitely most potential under 250. Yeah, yeah, we'll see. Yeah. Yeah, well, I mean, over could be good if I mean what I love is macro. So it's good to make a long term investment thesis if macros looks good. If they have over 250, probably means that they have good traction. So they could be solid projects as well. You know. But a lot of these price charts are absolutely nuked. Have you looked at them? They're destroyed. Like they're down 98%, 95. They're really looking bad. Let's look at this. Cello. Oh, Aves here? But Aves 2 billion. Heard of Telcoin as well. Yeah, like, are you still there, Max? I want to hear your thoughts on something. Telcoin. Have to go long. This actually looks interesting for a long. This doesn't look half bad. Telcoin doesn't look half bad. I mean, it doesn't have the same performance as as like the leaders. Like if you grab Sol, or like that's up and to the right, or Link. Um, AMX was doing not the greatest, but this one looked interesting as well. Maple Finance. This looks abysmal, but There's gonna be a lot of those, I think. It is a pretty big assumption. True. Oh, wow. Mentions growing pains. That's interesting. That's cool. Sui is interesting. Optos could be interesting as well. Let's look at them. How are they doing? I know Sui isn't doing the hottest. Yeah. Doesn't look too great either. Pump Fun is a good Moon Analytics. Wow. Magic Eden has a monopoly on Solana NFTs? That's interesting. Huh. Now Tensor is taking over. BitTensor. Yeah. Strong business, weak token, low legal exposure. Huh. So Tensor misses all of these. Let's try and make the argument for Tensor now. If I was to make investment suggestion for Tensor, and I wasn't going to do it through the price of the token, you're saying that the other way that these companies or projects make money is on the marketplace side. So would it be a private investment of some sort into the token that, like, you grab equity, but I guess the equity would also be paid in tokens, and if it keeps going down, then you lose money. How does that all work? Yeah, this is, yeah. Yeah, you receive equity. Yeah, because equity is tied to revenue. Okay. So options, is it? Oh. Revenue sharing makes the token a security. Oh. Oh, really? Huh. Oh, it can't be a global asset? Wow. Oh, so okay. They use the burn mechanisms and the buybacks sort of like a way to share. If the only real investment case is via equity, not the token is a bad candidate for a token-based competition. Okay. Okay. Is there any tokens that currently are securities? And what ways so if you want that the revenues from your protocol or that the earnings from your crypto project get represented in the token's price without making it a security, how do projects usually go about this? Or do they? Or what do they do? Court ruled it was a security. Okay, let's look at what that did. LBC. LBC credits? Whoa. Wow. Okay. Oh, XRP. Ton has been doing really good. No, at least the last time I saw it. And I really like the I really like the thesis for That's Ugly. I can't. I don't. I actually like Ton. I think Ton is really good. It depends on how they want to do it from the Telegram side. Could be really good. I actually, the argument would be with Telegram. I'm gonna take a look at Ton. We would have to short Ton. That sucks. What is Ton comps? What does that mean? Oh. Oh, maybe we can find some this way. Phantom, Fuse, Bitfrost, Akala, Moonbeam, Terra, Luna. So all of these would be longs. Walmart China and BMW. Does it give me the tokenomics? Oh, this is cool. This is cool. DeFi services. Huh. Tailcoin. They have their app. I don't think they have come yet. Asterisks were available. None of them. Okay. Okay. Or I'm getting it wrong. These are all the ones that they have. Ethiopian, Fijian. This seems like they grabbed like easy, not really regulated countries. Or is it just Africa? No. Yeah. Huh. Interesting. Okay. Let's keep going. What were we doing? Finish this and then go to there's allegations on Solana, ADA, Matic, Atom, Near in the Coinbase and Binance lawsuits. Is the holy question. Okay, so we want to see large levels of buybacks. So that's going to be really important. Okay. Projects create utility by making their token. Projects create utility by making their token. What do you mean you're making your token? Olympus Dow. What even is this? Olympus. Okay. GMX. Whoa. Coinbase is operating as an unregistered security exchange. Well, they went after everything. Oh, this doesn't look half bad. Mana, Koiti, Koti. Oh, this doesn't look bad either. Kind of does, but Axie, huh? Mana. It's kind of what Extra P did. Why did you send this? What? Okay. Well, Mike, if you're here, hi. Utility-based value? Marinade. There's Jitto again. Oh, here it is. Here is the proposal. A 1-month DCA strategy. Short-term market volatility. We recommend staking on the Radium platform to run additional 4.5 FPR further. Long-term positions, 6 to 12 month horizon. The 3-month lows of 150. So back to the base. Yeah. We're at the base again. And we'll see. Then it popped. That's cool. gonna call it there for tonight. Yeah, it was fun. Thank you everyone for coming out. Probably be here again tomorrow and for longer. So, yeah. Thank you.